Welcome back to my channel. This is going to be one of my pre-recorded videos while we're gone on our road trip. So stay tuned if you guys want any updates on that. I'll try to be putting them on Instagram for you guys. And full report when I get back. Now, I had intended to pre-tape a bunch of stuff, and I will probably only have two videos pre-taped. This one, which will go up first, and another one which I kind of messed up, and so I'm going to attempt to edit it while I'm on the road since we'll have a lot of time driving. I'll attempt to edit it, and if I can get to a place with good cell phone reception, not cell phone, sorry, internet, that I can actually get it uploaded, then you'll have two videos. So this one I'm going to put up probably for Monday. Actually, Monday, Tuesday. I'm going to put this one up Tuesday. If there is a second video, then it'll go up either Friday or Saturday. If not, then you guys won't see me till the Tuesday after next. That way I can get home and, get some time to do stuff and videos. So I thought today's video would be really fun. Instead of packing and cleaning like I should be doing right now, I'm going to go over my hits and misses, or not hits and misses, empties, and things that I'm getting rid of or I'm done with. So I think the title of this series is Products I'm Done With. And last time I did this, I include products that I not only had finished, so mostly empties, but a few products that I was just getting rid of because for one reason or another, I'm done with them. I did organize this into things I would repurchase, things I'm kind of, it wasn't bad, but I don't know if I necessarily would repurchase, and things that I absolutely disliked and or would never repurchase. So I'll go over those in a second. Oh my gosh. Okay. So if I feel like I'm freaking out a little bit, I went to sit down. I'm taping in my guest room because my husband is asleep. He's going to be doing the driving. And I didn't want to be in the closet where I also tape sometimes. So I'm back to my old tape place, which isn't the best lighting. However, because that can be noisy. And once I'm done in here, I'm going to go clean. But I sat down and there was this tiny, I moved something, and there was a tiny scorpion. Now, I live in Texas, and I live in the hill country of Texas, outside of San Antonio, and we do get scorpions, and scorpions suck. You can weatherproof your house, and they can still find a way to get in. And so this teeny tiny, guys, I can't even tell you how tiny it was. I'm glad I have good eyesight, but it was like smaller than the white part on my nail. It was sitting right in front of me, and I jumped back because I knew exactly what it was when I saw it. But that little sucker, I still see little scorpion bits on the ground there because I immediately crushed it with something. I don't even know what. I just sat there and ground it to bits and then tried to pick up the parts with a piece of paper and throw it away. But that little sucker almost got me. And the thing, if you guys have never been stung by a scorpion, now the ones in Texas are not dangerous, i.e. they hurt like you know what. They're the bark scorpions. They hurt. I had one crawl up into one of my shirts in my closet. When we first moved in, we were doing a lot of construction stuff outside, and that tends to push them in. And one got into my closet and crawled up one of my shirts that was grazing the ground. So now I always turn my shirts and shoes inside out. But it was a big one. It was this big, and it stung my shoulder, and it feels like a really intense wasp sting. The only difference is it gets better pretty quickly. It doesn't sit there and throb for days and swell up like a wasp sting. Anyway, that little one would have hurt like you know what. So I'm really glad I saw it. I digress. So let's get into it. Let's start with the products that I disliked and I would not repurchase. So the first thing here is the Skin and Co. Aroma Blue and Capri Shower Gel. I don't think this was a hit for most people. I got this in the FabFitFun box. I forget which one. If you guys want to see my year in review of FabFitFun, I talk about it and I go over which box it is. It was okay. I would not repurchase it. I didn't absolutely despise it, but it really wasn't that good of a shower gel. It was not very moisturizing. It got used up really quickly. It's got a gross film there on the top now that I'm looking at it. And I didn't really care for the smell. It was very woodsy smell, which is just not something I go for in a shower gel. So it was okay enough that I wanted to use it up because I didn't hate it, but I would not repurchase it. All right, the next item is also a FabFitFun item, and this one was I didn't hate it either, but I would never repurchase this. And there was a lot of controversy on this. This was the Champagne Charcoal Scrub by Manda Kadar. This was controversial because of the fact that it had, it was saying that it was charcoal, but really what it was is, oh, I forget what the actual thing was. It was like, it was something different. It wasn't actually true charcoal. In my mind, charcoal is just gimmicky in soap scrubs anyway, because you're not going to detoxify the skin with it. Like, we use charcoal in patients who overdose because it helps bind toxins in their stomach, but I just don't see how a salt scrub or a sugar scrub is going to do that on the skin. So it just felt like it was gimmicky and an unnecessary ingredient in general. Like, I wasn't excited about the charcoal. Now, what they use is in a lot of makeup products. Some people were saying it's toxic, but you know, I don't necessarily think it was toxic. It's not awesome. I only use this on like my elbows, my knees, and my feet where I have really dry skin. It is very drying. There's nothing hydrating about this. And you don't want to use this on skin that has been freshly shaved, or it will burn. But it just wasn't that great. Like, it wasn't that exfoliating. It smelled okay, but it wasn't anything spectacular. So I would totally not repurchase this. All right, next item is another one. I just wasn't impressed with it. It's a sample, the Origins Ginseng Refreshing Eye Cream to Brighten and Depuff. Now, this sample lasted me 2.5, almost 3 weeks. These little 5 ml samples last quite a long for eye cream, and it just wasn't that great. Like, I had used this after using the Ole Hendrickson C cream, vitamin C cream that I absolutely adore, that I repurchased, that I love, like it's my holy grail. And I was expecting something similar, and this really didn't do much. It wasn't super moisturizing. It was a little pearlescent, and that, I think, was their way to like brighten. And it didn't really depuff. So I just was not impressed with that product. So I would not repurchase that. Otherwise it was okay. Now, this is one that I'm getting rid of that I used once, and I couldn't stand it. I'll tell you why. I've had this one before. This is the Douce Punk Volumizer Mascara. I think I've talked about this in my faves and fails of May. I think I'm going to combine my July one with, or my June one with July at the end of this month, FYI. But so this made it into it because the wand is awful and the formula is not great. This is the wand. It is the most thick, cumbersome wand. I'd used another Douce one previously that was thick but flat on one side. And I hate the formula. It's super watery. And I can't get into the base of my eyelashes no matter what I do. And it's a super dark, inky color. And then it flakes. So it's like everything I could possibly not want in a mascara is in this. It's just awful. Like, I don't ever really want to try another Douce mascara because I've had 2 really awful mascaras from them. So yeah, one try, I couldn't make myself use this again. It was so bad. All right, this one I talked about in a previous video. I don't even remember which one it is, and I'm finally throwing it out. One, it's way past its shelf life, and 2, I'm just so sad about it. I spent a lot of money on this, and it makes me very sad, but it is just that bad. So this is the Becca Hydra Mist Set and Refresh Powder. So when I first got it, I thought this was fantastic, and it has this cool, refreshing feel. And it's supposed to last for 6 months. It has this nice little cap here. I didn't even get halfway through it. I'm not a big powder user. And it lost the cooling sensation. And now it feels like I'm putting Sahara Desert on my face. It is so drying now. So for as much as this costs, I was not impressed. It lasted maybe 3 months before it basically stopped doing what you pay a fortune for. So for that extent, I will never repurchase this, and I'm finally getting rid of it because I have other setting powders that are just better. All right, this one makes me sad, and I talked about this in previous videos. This again is in my faves and fails for May, and I finally just decided to toss it because it's something in it my skin does not like. This is the Juice Beauty Stem Cellular Anti-Wrinkle Eye Treatment. I used this for about a week and a half, and then after a couple days of using it, it started intensely burning every time I put it on my under eye area. The other thing I didn't like is the applicator. When I first was talking about it in a previous Fun video, I was saying like the applicator was really cool, but in reality, the applicator sucks. It's near impossible to put it on there. It just doesn't actually do what it's supposed to. But the applicator alone would not be the reason why I hate this. I dislike this because it just, like, I cannot use it. Like, it makes my under eye burn. And I don't have an issue with most under eye creams. So this one is going to go bye-bye. All right, next one here is the Tatcha Luminous Dewy Skin Mask. I got this in, I think it was a January BoxyCharm. And I have one more, and I may give it away. It's okay. It's super duper liquidy. Like, they put a lot of serum in there. To me, that's wasteful. I know a lot of people can use the serum. Again, I don't like the serum in this. The serum made me break out. And this is an ongoing issue I have with a lot of face masks, but there are ones that don't break me out. This one breaks me out. I didn't really love the smell. It felt just really slimy. I didn't love it. And I don't know, maybe I was expecting more, but for the price, I felt like it was just not, not worth it. All right, this one, I'm going to do a more dedicated video on this because I want to talk about cognac sponges in general, but this one I'm not going to repurchase. This is a nice cognac sponge, and it worked really nicely, and I used it for, I think you're supposed to use these things for 3 weeks? How long? 4 to 6. I think I used this for about 3 weeks, and I had to stop. There's something about cognac sponges in my skin that do not mix well, and I'll have to talk about that in a video. As for a cognac sponge, I thought this was a lovely one. I think it did its job. It felt really nicely. It is for normal to dry and sensitive skin types, so if this doesn't work on my skin type, I think me and cognac sponges don't get along. But that's why I won't be repurchasing. I'll get more in that video eventually. All right, let's get into the things that weren't bad. I didn't dislike them, but I don't know if I'd repurchase them or not. The first one is this Leta Wild Rose body wash cream. It was a nice wash, and I got this in a Target box. Like, I would be happy and I'd use it again if I got another one. If it was on sale at Target and I was out of body washes, sure, but I have a lot of body washes that I really, really like, and I have a whole stock. So I won't be repurchasing this anytime soon, but it's not horrible. Next thing here is the Dr. Brand's Vacuum Cleaner Pores No More. This took me forever to work through. This is one of those love-hate ones. Like, I'm not going to probably repurchase this, but it did do what it said. It worked really nicely on my pores, especially right here. But this stuff, and I have like one application left, but I finally decided, I think it's past its expiration point from when I opened it. Because I got this like a year ago in a BoxyCharm, but it smells like perm solution. It stinks. It has these little like beads that you break up. And when I use this just in my nose and here where I get my blackheads and my pores, it was phenomenal. If I tried to use this all over my face, I would get very red and irritated. So this is, I'm a little sensitive to this mask in areas that I'm not as like, I'm not oily anywhere, but this is my most oily area. So it's okay. I would use it if I got it again, but I don't love it. These are another one that I got that I don't dislike, but I like other shampoos better, so I don't think I'll be repurchasing these anytime soon. These are the Kevin Murphy Hydrate Me Wash and Canda Plum Infused Moisture Delivery System. These are very pricey. I got these at my salon where I get my hair done. And even though these little bottles are tiny, a little of this goes a really long, long way. And it really does what it says. It really does hydrate, and it smells really good. And I love the delivery system, how the things are on the bottom here, and it's nice little squares because it fits really nicely into the alcove in the shower. That being said, these were like 20 some odd dollars a piece, which is ridiculously pricey. And the custom shampoos, I think I've talked about these before, honestly are the same price for a much bigger bottle that lasts longer that I kind of liked better. So these are made in Australia, and yeah, that's all I can say about them. But anyway, these are okay. Like if you're at a salon and they're like, do you want to try Kevin Murphy, and you don't mind spending the money, they're not bad. They really are hydrating. Okay, next one I got in a FabFitFun box. Again, I don't remember which one. These have been in sales recently. This is the Grown Alchemist Hydro Restorer Cream Cleanser and Olive Leaf and Plantago Extract. I finally worked through it. This stuff takes forever to go through. If you like a pure cream cleanser, this is a solid cream cleanser. It smells really good. I just didn't feel like it was quite cleansing enough. It was extremely gentle and moisturizing. But it just, like, there were days that I felt like I wasn't getting all the stuff off my face. So I prefer gel cleansers just a tad bit more. So I'm not going to be repurchasing this anytime soon. This is another one that I had 2 of these. I got them, I think, both in Target boxes, or one in a Target box, one in something else. This is the Neutrogena Hydro Boost Plumping Mascara with hyaluronic acid. The first time I used one, I really liked it until I found better mascaras. And when you first use it, it's pretty liquidy. And then it gets a little too dry. So it's like there's this period of time in the middle where it's not too liquidy and not too dry that it works really, really nicely. The brush is okay. It's not the most lengthening or volumizing, but it's a dark brown, which I love. And it does a nice job to make your lashes look just a little bit plumped. But having gone through my second bottle that I'm on, or mascara that I'm on, I don't love it. Like, now that I've used it, there are better ones. So I'm not going to be repurchasing it unless, I don't know. All right, last thing here was a sample, and I don't have the little sample pieces in here. This is a combo of the Bite Agave Lip Balm and Lip Sugar Scrub. The reason I'm going to mention this is the balm is the balm. It is actually really nice, and I would totally purchase the balm again. The sugar lip scrub, the sample was enough for me to never want to touch that stuff again. It is so saccharine, sweet, nasty. Even if you don't want to lick your lips afterwards, it's gross. Like, I don't like the flavor of it. And honestly, there are better lip scrubs, so not my favorite. All right, let's get into the things that I would repurchase, and I probably will repurchase, or I've already repurchased, and I absolutely love. First one, I've talked about this before, is the Rituals Foaming Shower Gel, and I pretty much have every single freaking type of these. This is probably my favorite. This is Indian Rose and Sweet Almond, but they're literally like 5 different scents. They had a sale a couple months back where they were $5 a piece, and I literally just bought like 10 of them. Stocked up on them because I love these so much. These used to be quite expensive. They used to be like $12 or $15 a piece, and then somewhere after that sale they dropped them to, I believe it was $8.50, which is still pricey but not as bad, like much more reasonable. And you can buy them at Ulta, but one of these only lasts me a month. Like, I run through these things so quickly, but I love them so much. It's like comes out of gel and immediately foams. It smells amazing. It's super moisturizing. It just a little goes a long way. It is awesome. You can shave with it. It's cleanse. Anyway, if you've never tried it, just totally give their products a try. I love their foaming shower gel, and I really love their hand cream. Like, love it. So, okay, next item here is another one. I did recently just repurchase this. This is the DP Hue ACV Apple Cider Vinegar Scalp Scrub. I really like this, and I'm using the R & Company Sugar Scrub, and I don't like it as much. And when I get done with that one, because I'm about halfway through it, I'll give you guys a little bit more of a rundown of my thoughts on it. But as of right now, this is the one I prefer. I find that the granules are big enough to do something, but big enough, not so big that I can actually get them down to my scalp. And then with the apple cider vinegar part of it, it is just super detoxifying of the scalp. Like, all that residue and gunk, it just gets it out. And then my hair feels so wonderfully soft. Now, it does very strongly smell of apple cider vinegar, so if that bothers you, this is definitely not the one to get. On that note, the other item that I have repurchased and will repurchase and probably keep repurchasing unless I like the R & Company version better, which I have a feeling maybe I will, but probably not, is the DP Hue ACV rinse. So a lot of times they'll sell this as a bundle on Sephora or Ulta, and then they'll go on sale, and so I'll buy the bundle together, which is what I did this time, and then I bought one recently. This I use every time I wash my hair to just detoxify, or like loosen up all the crud on my hair. It's a clarifying. And then I wash like normal with regular shampoo. This I use about once every 2 weeks to just really clean my scalp. So yeah, these are the two things. Totally recommend them. They are pricey, but these are like game changing with my hair. Like super game changing. If you have dandruff, if you have itchy scalp, if you use a lot of dry shampoo, game changing, I'm telling you. All right, this one I got way back in a Birch box. And at the time I got it, I was kind of like, eh. But since I've used it, I really like it. And I would totally consider repurchasing it once I get through a big mass of my cleansers. Because this one was really nice. This is the Malin and Goats Grapefruit Face Cleanser. This one lasted me quite a while. And grapefruit has a natural exfoliating chemical, AHAs, in it, and it just was really nice. It didn't make my skin feel super dry. It cleaned my face nicely. It's a gel formulation. I really enjoyed this and totally would recommend this. All right, next one is the Georgia Klinger Rose Clarifying Toner. I think I got this in a glossy box. When I first got this, I was kind of about it. But for a rose clarifying toner, it is super nice. It smells great. It's non-drying. And I really enjoyed it. And it does not look like it really has any of the bad stuff in it. Like, I don't see any alcohol in it. It just really it's packed full of like good things for the most part. Aloe, jasmine, apple fruit extract, bitter orange flower extract, things that are good for your skin in a toner. So I really enjoyed this product and totally would consider repurchasing it. All right, these ones I actually really liked as well, and I would totally consider repurchasing if I'm having a bad zit day. These are the Mighty Patches. They're not spectacular. I got them in a glossy box, but if you have one of those like whiteheads that are like about to come to the surface, not the ones that are like deep in there and haven't come up, but the ones that are like you can barely see the whitehead and you want to pick at it so badly, you put one of these little colloid patches on overnight and it just brings it to the head so perfectly, and then you take it off and it's gone. Like your whitehead is gone. It just dissolves it. So in that sense, it keeps me from picking at those zits when I do get them, because I don't get them very often. And it's really nice. Now for the deeper ones set in there, like that hurt, that you can't pop, and these don't do anything. But I did enjoy these. And for someone like me that just occasionally gets a zit here and there, I actually liked them. All right, this one I would totally repurchase, but right now I have a different one, and I've kind of been off the lash serums for a while, but this is the Grand Lash MD. This one actually worked quite nicely. This one I got in a Sephora Luxe box, I believe, or one of those back in the day when they were doing those a little bit more often, and it was a 3-week or 6-week, I think it was a 6-week. It was a pretty long trial. Like it does actually work. It's less pricey than some of the other ones out there. And yeah, it was not bad. I didn't get any irritation. It worked okay. So I enjoyed it. And the last thing here is the Neutrogena Hydro Boost Hydrating Hyaluronic Acid Serum. I really enjoyed this. I actually enjoyed this better than the Tarte Mermaid Skin, which I like a lot as well. It's only about $11 or $12. It does have a fragrance. So that's just something to note. But I like it. Lasted a really long time. This took me like 2 to 3 months to go through, and yeah, it was awesome. So this I totally recommend. Drugstore brand, really nice, did really good things with my skin. I'm a big fan of Neutrogena products in general. I think for a drugstore brand, they do a nice job. So anyway, guys, that is it. So yeah, I'll get this video up at the beginning part of this week. I'm taping this obviously before we leave. I'm going to now clean this room because our housekeeper is going to stop by and feed the kitties and clean the house, along with all my friends and family stopping by and checking on the house and the cats all week long. So, you know, I gotta make the house presentable because people are going to be here all week checking the place out. So I'm going to go do that and finish packing up the last little ends and details, and then I will probably sleep in the car all day. But yeah, stay tuned for those pictures, and maybe that other video at the end of this coming week. But if not, I'll see you when I get back. Anyway, I'll talk to you later. Bye.